17 CR 622, Commonwealth versus Gabriel Christor.
But this is Mr. Cheney's motion. He's just asking for a hearing date. He is in Davies County.
Okay, all right. Anita, give me some clean time for a shot hearing, please, for Mr. Christor.
Let's go Thursday, July 13th at 10 a.m.
July 13th, 23 at 10 o'clock. All right, recalling 19 CR 2059, Commonwealth versus Amanda Richard. Okay, I'm gonna pass this one to July. Oh, good morning, Ms. Richard. We initially called it and you were not here, ma'am. Commonwealth has filed a motion to revoke your probation, ma'am, based upon the use of opiates and fentanyl and failure to complete substance abuse treatment, ma'am. You plan on hiring private counsel or you have public defender?
Public defender.
Are you currently working?
Just DoorDash every now and then.
Okay, all right. I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you, Ms. Richard, and Danita, you a date avoiding Wednesdays.
Let's go Thursday, July 13th at 10:30.
All right, July the 13th, 23 at 10:30. Ma'am, you need to stay in contact with your probation officer and we'll have a lawyer for you at that time. Okay, I'll see you
Yes, ma'am.
July the 13th at 10:30, ma'am. Uh-huh. 19 CR 1456, recalling Commonwealth versus Edmund Jackson. All right, man, y'all gotta start being here on time because when I have to go back and recall cases, you're this close to getting the bench warrant for your arrest by not being here on time.
I was here at 11 o'clock.
Okay, well, I already called your case, all right?
I'm sorry.
All right, so the Commonwealth, Mr. Jackson, has filed a motion to revoke your probation based upon receiving a new misdemeanor arrest, sir. Do you plan on hiring private counsel or are you asking for the services of a public defender?
I got a lawyer.
You got order, okay. All right, you need to give me a date avoiding Mondays.
Wednesday, July 12th at 11 a.m.
All right, July the 12th at 11 o'clock. I'll see you back then. You need to have your lawyer here with you at that time, sir. Thank you very much. All right, that's the last criminal case that I have, guys.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
Your Honor.
Judge, was there
Say that again.
was that not on?
No, I didn't have that on. And then who'd you have?
Yeah, Coach.
Yeah, come on in. Okay. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and sign it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, 23 CI 1582, Ford versus Fox.
Morning, Your Honor.
Hey, good morning.
J.P. Ward standing in for Attorney David Maurer. That is his motion for an enlargement of time.
Okay,
Your Honor, Roy Berwick, legal aid for Mr. Lohr. I believe Mr. Matlock is on.
Your Honor, Danny Matlock appearing with Mr. Berwick.
good morning. All right, is there any objection to Mr. Maurer's motion for an extension of time?
Your Honor, we would oppose Mr. Maurer's motion. Mr. Maurer's response to our motion to dismiss was due at the beginning of this month, Judge. Counsel never contacted myself or Mr. Berwick seeking an extension. He only filed this motion the day before his response was due. And then he failed to appear at his previous motion hour 2 weeks ago, Judge, on June 12th. So he refiled. He's now requesting additional time to respond, which extends past the hearing date that this court scheduled on July 5th for my motion to dismiss the third-party complaint. So he's asking for an extension beyond the time that we're going to be heard on this. Therefore, we're asking Mr. Maurer's motion be denied, Judge.
Okay, so counsel, to their point of, if I extend it to July the 10th and I've got a hearing scheduled on July the 5th, there's not a motion to pass the hearing date. Help me understand what I'm supposed to do with that.
Judge, I'm covering the case, so I'm going to take a stab at helping you understand what you need to do here. I would ask that maybe you give Mr. Maurer until the day before or until maybe the 3rd
Okay, what I'm gonna do is give him until this Friday. What's this Friday's date?
This Friday, Judge.
Yes.
Be the 30th.
Okay, all right. So having to June the 30th to, and I'll strike that out and what he's written, and we will be proceeding on July the 5th. All righty,
Judge.
thanks a bunch, guys. Appreciate you.
More
Thank
than
you.
honor, thank you.
Thank you. 23 CI 1846, Bogus versus LM General Insurance.
Morning, Judge. Joseph Longmire for the plaintiff. That's our motion to substitute the estate of Jerry Bogus for him personally and to amend the complaint as such. I don't
Okay,
think we've heard an objection.
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and sign your order, counsel. Appreciate you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Judge.
Twenty-three CI 1994, Ray Southeastern Design versus Glenview Park Community Association.
Yes, sir. I'm John Wolf from Glenview Park.
Good morning, council. All right, need to give me some clean time in the afternoon for a hearing date, about clean 20 minutes at 1 o'clock afternoon, please.
Let's go Tuesday, July 11th at 1 p.m.
Does that work for you?
That will work good.
Judge, hold on. Let me pull my calendar. I apologize if I can just have just a second. It blinked on me. We have a response. You've requested our response, file a written response. I am not available on the 11th. I'm scheduled for a deposition.
We can do the 12th at 1.
July the 12th at 1 o'clock.
I can do the 12th at 1 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, I'll see you guys then. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Twenty-three CI 3660 in Ray Tim Burton Wise. Okay, I have a motion to correct the birth certificate, but the motion does not tell me, sir, what it is that you're asking me to, in what way you're asking me to correct it.
It's listed on my birth certificates currently as Jim, and on all my other legal documents it's James. So I just need to have it changed to James on the birth certificate.
Okay. Jim. Okay, so here's the question I have, right? You've also filed a petition for name change. That's different than correcting a birth certificate. So are you wanting me to assess whether or not to change your name, that it's actually James, or are you asking me just simply to change it on the birth certificate?
Well, the only place it's listed as Jim legally is the birth certificate. Everything else is listed as James.
Okay, all right. We'll go ahead and get you an order out on that. We'll get an order, I'll enter it, and we'll change it to James. So James Burton Wise.
Yes,
Okay, all right. We'll do that for you. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Twenty-two CI 400285 Wilmington Savings Fund Society versus Brent.
Scott Barton.
Good morning, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Merrill Davis for
Good morning.
Kimberly Brent.
Good
And-
morning.
Your Honor, this is Sarah Harris. I'm standing in for Rob DeWeese on behalf of the Colonial Hill Manor Condominium Association.
Okay. Any objection to this motion that's been filed?
We do have an objection, Your Honor. Right now, our motion for a default judgment is with the Master Commissioner. And that we do feel like it would prejudice us to allow a late answer to our default judgment. We would ask that we wait until we get the remand report from the Master Commissioner.
Okay, Mr. Barton.
And Judge, what's typically done is this my motion would be sent over to the master commissioner. I know these funds, they belong to the estate. And if they have a judgment against that, they can take a judgment against the estate once those funds are released to the estate.
Okay. All right, let me take a look at that and I'll get you guys in order out.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
'21 CI 400452 Parkview Council versus Kaufman.
Good morning. Half of New Rise, this is our motion for leave.
I'm sorry.
File the amended answer.
Okay, can you repeat that, please? You kind of went squiggly for a minute.
Oh, sorry. Katie Lawrence on behalf of New Res, and this is our motion for leave to file an amended answer with a cross claim.
Okay, have you heard any objection at all? Is there anybody here who objects to it? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sign it, council. Thanks a bunch. Have a great day.
Perfect, thank you, you too.
'22 CI 3237 Ayers versus April.
I'm here for Ayers.
All right. Good morning.
My motion and an oral argument.
Okay. All right, Janita, give me some clean time, please, in the 1 o'clock hour, please.
Hey, Judge,
Yes.
can you hear me?
I can. Yes, sir. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I got you loud and clear. Before you set the date, I want you to be aware that I'm going to subpoena Judge Stevens on this. So I don't know if that requires extra time or what, but I just wanted you to be aware of it. And also sent in a request for findings of fact and conclusions of law. And again, I don't know how that's going to impact the date either, but I'd like to have those. It'd be a good starting point for me for the argument.
So what we're going to do now is to set a date. And if there's somebody you want to subpoena, then my expectation would be that you move expeditiously to get that individual subpoenaed. Okay. All right. So give me a date, please. Need a clean time, the 1 o'clock hour, please. Okay. July the 11th at 1 o'clock. Does that work?
Sorry, Your Honor, I have mediation.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
July 13th at 1. And I'm out of the state of depositions.
Let's go. Let's look at it next week.
July 18th at 1. Yes.
Okay. July the 18th at 1 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Ayers, you mentioned findings of fact. I issued an order on June the 14th of 2023 that lays out exactly why I made my decision. So as far as I'm concerned, that's sufficient for you. Okay. So I'll see you July the 18th at 1 o'clock. Thank you. Okay. Thanks. 14 CI 5762 Sullivan versus Liberty Mutual Insurance. Okay. '19 CI 3088 Johnson versus Jefferson County Public Schools. All right.
Good morning. Matthew Bennell on behalf of the defendants now standing in for Mariana Martinez.
Okay. And Ms. Johnson.
Good morning, Judge.
Okay.
I apologize, Judge. Marilyn Shrewsbury. I represented Ms. Johnson in this matter and no longer represent Ms. Johnson, but was noticed on this motion, so wanted to appear.
Okay. Good morning to you, Ms. Johnson. And I'm not exactly sure what it is that you're asking. See motion attached, originally scheduled for June 19th until notified by the court. Humbly ask the settlement agreement signed be put aside and to claim breach of contract. All right, does JCPS wish to respond to this?
Yes, we would. And Your Honor, we'd ask that the court set the briefing schedule, maybe ask Ms. Johnson to file the first brief, because just as Your Honor pointed out, we're not exactly sure the issues that Ms. Johnson may be taking with the settlement agreement, or sure what breach may have happened with that agreement. So if there's a way in which she could file a brief first, that would help us sufficiently respond to that.
So here's what I'm gonna do, Ms. Johnson, because to their point and also to my initial point, I can't tell based upon what you've written or filed, why you're asking to set aside the agreement, and it doesn't list what the alleged breach actually is.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 20 days to write something up more sufficiently. You guys will have an extra 14 days to respond. Danita, take me out about 6 weeks, please. And we're just gonna set a very, very, very brief 15 to 20 minute, so I can hear what everybody is actually, what everybody's position is.
Well, they have sent a brief to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in February of 2023, where they put a bunch of lies in there concerning me. So they already know from the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission what my position is, and they have submitted.
But you gotta put it in front of me. I need to know, and you need to, your filing needs to be clear so everybody's on the same page, because I don't know anything about EOC. I don't know anything about that, okay? So you gotta put something a little bit, clarifying something for me. So Danita, give me a hearing date that's about 6 weeks out.
Judge, let's go. Wednesday, August 2nd at 10:30.
August 2nd at 10:30. Does that work for everybody?
I'm sure that does, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Johnson, is that gonna be good for you?
School would be, I would be back at work as a teacher. So the 6 weeks kind of hurt me. This is my summer break.
Okay. Well, what I can do is I can shorten the time frame. If you can get something to me within 10 days, I'll still give them the same 14 days. And then Danita, see if you can give me something in July.
We can do July 26th.
Okay.
At what time?
10:15.
Okay. July the 26th.
That should work.
At 10:15. Ms. Johnson, you are to 10 days, and then the defense will have 14 days to respond. So I'll see you guys July the 26th at 10:15.
And Judge, to that note, I have filed a motion to withdraw from this case. Ms. Johnson has not reached out for my services, so it should be before you for next week's motion hour. But while we have all the parties here, if there's no objection to that, I'd like to make that motion orally.
Yeah, we're not having motion hour next week. We've got motion hour on July the 10th. But if you file it, Ms. Johnson is here, and if you e-file it, I'll go ahead and sign it.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank y'all. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Do we know why I have a Division 1 file here? Yeah, no, this is new res. I don't know why this file is here. 19 CI 7205 Blakemore versus Norton Hospital.